Hi, it's Cara and today we have a book haul! So I've been terrible at filming videos lately. I've just been super busy, but I just had to film a video resume, so I thought, while we've got the camera up and running, why not film some other stuff? Do you like this angle? I've managed to make a tripod that actually gets tall enough to be standing. So it's a miracle, but we're working with it. So I have 8 books eight books here today that I'm going to show you. I'm very excited about all of these, even though my reading is so slow at the moment. I'm in such a slump, but I'm excited for all of these, so I don't even care. First off, we have The Winner's Kiss by Marie Rutkowski. Of course I bought this. I've loved every single one in this series. I've read this already. Have I talked about it in a wrap-up? I don't think so, because I was going to do a combined wrap-up. And I haven't got there yet. I'm going to do it at the end of this month, hopefully, because then there'll be more than 2 books on it. But I've read this. It's great. I did read an electronic copy because I got an ARC, but I had to get it for my collection. I love the green. I know in the UK, no, it's in America, I believe it's a red cover, but our second book had a red dress, when in the US it was blue, I believe. So we've got the green, which is gorgeous, just gorgeous. If you didn't know, this is the final book in a trilogy, which is technically kind of fantasy, but there's really very little magic elements, but set in an alternate world with a lot of themes of colonialism and war, but very political. It's so good. Read it. It's so good. The romance is stunning. Then we have Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. Of course, I've already read this one as well. It's huge. I've read it. I really enjoyed it. So this is the first one in a new trilogy called The Dark Artifices, following Emma and Julian, who we were introduced to in City of Heavenly Fire. You know me, I love these. I was reading this while also watching the TV series Shadowhunters, so I was having a lot of fun. It's kind of made me want to reread the whole Shadowhunters from the start, City of Bones start, but I don't have any time for that. I'm reading so slow as it is. I need to read books I haven't read before. Then we have My Sister Rosa by Justine Labellestiere. This is an Australian release. I have on this shelf somewhere down lower, Razorhurst by Justine Labellestiere. She's Scott Westerfeld's wife, and she writes thriller kind of stuff. This looks like it will not disappoint whatsoever. I believe it follows a sociopathic girl, or the relative of a sociopathic girl, Rosa, my sister Rosa being the sociopathic girl. I'm very keen for this. I'm also very keen to actually get around to reading Razorhurst, which is her other book that I own, but haven't gotten to it yet, so we'll see. And then we have First Life by Gina Showalter, who wrote the Alice in Wonderland retellings. I can't remember what they're called. Alice in Zombieland? Is that right? This is a multiple dimensions, after death, afterlife kind of novel, but with the premise that the afterlife is the real life and you get picked for what kind of afterlife you go to in this life. It looks really, really exciting. I don't even care. The premise is amazing, and I was in a book buying mood that day, so I bought it. Which kind of explains this next purchase too. This is Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. I know very little about this, other than I believe it has a Middle Eastern setting, fantasy, swirling desert sands, love, magic, and revolution. Sounds great to me. It's not particularly long. It's only 350 pages, quite big writing. Tempted to pick this up relatively soon because it should be a quick read, and I've heard it's very fun. Then we have a beast of a novel, which I'd been meaning to buy for so long, but I kept forgetting about it, and that is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. If you didn't know, I have books 2, 3, 4, and 5, I believe. Yes, I have books 2 to 5 and then book 8. Is it book 8? Or 7? Yeah, 8. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5 and 8, and I didn't have 1, but I really want to give this series a go. So I thought you kind of need to start at 1, don't you? You kind of do. So this was on 2 books for the price of 3 offer at Dimmicks, and one of my housemates was buying a couple of books, but she only had 2. And so I was like, well, I'll chip in the money for this and get you the discount. So, like, the 3rd book off, like her 2nd book off. So I bought this. I'm hopefully going to read this very, very soon. It's huge though, so we'll see. And then we have A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. I went on a little book depository binge for books that aren't physically out in Australia. Like, I couldn't find them anywhere here, but I knew were out and I really wanted. So this is the first of those couple. There's 2 of them. Well, actually 3, but the 3rd one hasn't arrived yet. This is a gorgeous hardcover, the 2nd in the, what's the series called? A Darker Shade of Magic, 2 Londons, 3 Londons actually, there's 3 Londons. I don't know if the series even has a name. But yes, this is book 2. I have book 1 on a shelf that way, just there. And I read book 1 and loved it. The premise of this series essentially follows 3, I believe, alternate Londons. 1 has magic, 1 doesn't. The other one has a dark magic, I believe, though the politics is a little more complicated than that. And most people can't travel between them except for this one guy, Kel. And drama. You know, drama. And magic and greatness. So I'm very excited to see where it continues in this 2nd one. And then finally, the 2nd book that I bought in my books that aren't available easily in Australia yet, binge on Book Depository, is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. This is Alice's 2nd novel. I have the 1st one, annoyingly in like the American, well, not annoyingly, I really like the cover, but I have it in the American edition, and then I have this in the British edition, and it would have matched if I also had the British edition of this, but I wasn't gonna wait the like year for the American edition to come out, so I just bought this, you know. These, I guess, are technically kind of companion novels. They're set in the same they're set in the same world. Technically the characters go to like similar schools and things, but their plot lines do not interact. The characters from Solitaire aren't really present in Radio Silence, but they do take place in the same town. I know not that much about the actual plot of Radio Silence, but these are contemporaries that are like Alice Oseman's writing is really relatable, and I just love it. She's my age, I believe, if not a year younger than me. I think she's my age, and it's just really great. Like, Solitaire was amazing. I binge read it in like a day, so I'm really excited to read this. I'm hoping it might pull me out of my reading slump. So those are the books I bought this past month and a bit. I technically bought Lady Midnight last month. I couldn't do a book haul for 1 book, so I just didn't, so my April book haul, and yeah, so I did buy quite a few books, especially compared to the fact that I've read like nothing, really. I read 2 books, I believe 2 books last month. Let me check. Yes, I read 2 books last month, 2 of which were in this book haul, like all of which were in this book haul. And I've read 1 book so far this month. I'm most of the way through a 2nd one. I'm hopeful I can maybe fit a 3rd in. But who knows with this slump. You know, it's been going terribly. So my New Year's resolution to not buy more books than I read in the previous month has been blown out of the water. But who even cares? Not me. So we're just gonna roll with it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll see you soon with another video. I'm going to make an effort to try and film more regularly, even though I'm so slumpy and I don't know what to talk about. But the end of the month is near. You'll see a wrap up from me at least. And hopefully a TBR. I'm going to try and pop myself into gear and get a TBR going. But I'll see you then with another video. Bye!